and gentlemen of the press, good morning. It was with a cheerful heart that I warmly welcome everyone to the 34th edition of the Nigerian Army Social Media Seminar here in GUSAU. I must acknowledge that your presence in this gathering reflects your acknowledgement of the seminar as important to the socio-cultural well-being of the state. I would like to note that the 33rd edition of this seminar took place in the city of Aba, Abia State. Today, we are privileged to be here in this historic town of GUSAU, the home of agricultural produce, where farming is our pride. It is pertinent to state that this seminar is organized to serve as a rallying point for all those who believe in the power of the social media to transform the world. I therefore implore you to be prepared to be challenged and empowered as we explore the pertinent issues relating to the use of social media and how its misuse or otherwise could reflect national security. Therefore, this seminar presents a unique opportunity for social media influencers, bloggers, media practitioners, and the public to first and foremost unite and engage freely with your army, the Nigerian Army. Through this collaborative effort, we envision forging positive pathways towards a harmonious coexistence, recognizing the profound impact of the people's support and cooperation on our country's quest for peace and national development. The Nigerian Army, in its commitment to safeguarding the nation, seeks to educate and guide social media users, particularly our youth and all those who conduct their affairs on the cyberspace, for the responsible use of social media platforms. This is because your voices amplified through various social media channels are powerful instruments with great impact on national security. You must therefore understand that your words and actions resonate far beyond the confines of your phones, tablets, or computers in shaping the narrative and influencing the future. While we stand united, we must realize that each post, each share, each comment on the social media has the potential to either undermine or strengthen our collective efforts towards a peaceful and united Nigeria. As citizens and stakeholders, we must use this power responsibly and ensure that our digital footprints leave indelible marks of peace, love, prosperity for mankind and humanity. Remember, this cyberspace, though a virtual space, has the potential to negatively impact humanity with the avalanche of manipulative software and hardware powered by revolution in artificial intelligence, robotics, deepfake application, and many more similar advances. It must therefore be noted that We need to positively harness the potential of the social media and other facilities available in the cyberspace through proper enlightenment and education for the collective good of ourselves and other humans. Therefore, I call on you all to ensure that every stroke on your keyboard or post on your social media reverberates the essence of our national pride and security. At this juncture, let me equally note that the Nigerian Army Social Media Seminar also serves as a medium to share light on the diverse non-kinetic initiatives undertaken by the Nigerian Army within the Northwest region and other parts of Nigeria. The civil military cooperation activities and quick impact projects executed by the Nigerian Army are specifically aimed at strengthening the cordial bond between your army, the Nigerian Army, and our beloved communities where our troops are deployed. The Nigerian Army is keen and committed to enhancing this vital relationship. Nigerian commitment to enhancing this vital relationship is a testament to its dedication to fulfilling its operational objectives, to enhancing Nigeria's national security. On this note, I wish to state that this edition of Nigerian Army Social Media Seminar with a theme enhancing national security through the responsible use of social media stands as a crucial component of our outreach and engagement strategy designed to inform and educate the public about the Nigerian Army's efforts to maintaining peace and security in our beloved country. I must mention that this initiative is propelled by the Chief of Army Staff's drive to transform the Nigerian Army into a well-trained, equipped, and highly motivated force towards achieving our constitutional responsibilities within a joint environment. The Nigerian Army's commitment to transparency and accountability is further exemplified by other programs such as the media discussions and engagement with community leaders, youths, and other stakeholders, including human rights organizations and international and domestic civil society organizations. Let me also inform you that the Nigerian Army conducts sensitization workshops for its troops in order to ensure compliance with both domestic and international laws during the conduct of operations in line with best practices. As I conclude, I wish to extend my heartfelt appreciation to our amiable Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tariq Lagbaja, Nigerian Army Medal, for his continuous strategic guidance and for providing the necessary resources to make this seminar possible. To all participants, I encourage you to be curious and clarify all your doubts. By this, we can collectively achieve the ultimate goal of this seminar. Once again, I express my gratitude to everyone here and extend my warm welcome to all participants of this seminar. Thank you all and God bless.
I'm very deeply honored to stand before you today as the special guest of honor at this significant event of the 34th edition of Nigerian Army Social Media Seminar. I extend my profound gratitude to the Department of Civil Military Affairs of the Nigerian Army for organizing this seminar and inviting me to speak on a theme of utmost importance: enhancing national security through the responsible use of social media. In ZAMFARA State, we are highly aware of the complex and multidimensional security challenges facing our nation. As concerned and patriotic citizens, we believe that concrete and practicable measures must be diligently taken to minimize and ultimately eliminate these threats to ensure national development and social economic growth. In an era where digital communication saves our daily interactions, the influence of social media on national security cannot be overstated. This seminar aims to strengthen the Nigerian Army, civil-military relations, and address the critical issues of fake news and harmful content on social media. I commend the Nigerian Army for prospectively engaging with various stakeholders, including social media influencers, bloggers, media practitioners, and our vibrant youth in fostering a safer and more secure Nigeria. The power of responsibility of social media. Social media has fundamentally transformed how we communicate, share information, and connect with one another. Platforms like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram empowers individuals to influence public opinion, mobilize communities, and drive social change. However, this power comes with significant responsibilities. As users, we must recognize the profound impact our online actions can have on society. The spread of misinformation and fake news poses serious threats to national security, potentially inciting violence, creating panic, and undermining the effort of our security forces. Therefore, it is crucial to use social media responsibly and thoughtfully. The Nigerian Army initiatives to focus on the role of social media in national security strategies demonstrates its commitment to address security challenges comprehensively by examining both the advantages and disadvantages of these platforms. The Army is showing its resolve to mitigate the misuse of social media and enhance its operational scope to solve insecurity problems for every angle. National security and social media. The theme of this seminar, enhancing national security through the responsible use of social media, underscores the pivotal role that digital communications plays in maintaining peace and stability in our nation. National security is not solely the responsibility of the government and the security forces. It is a collective effort that requires the active participation of every citizen. As social media influencers, bloggers, and the media practitioners, you have a unique responsibility to ensure that the information you are sharing is correct, accurate, and constructive. Your platforms can be powerful tools in promoting unity, educating public, and countering the spread of harmful content. Strengthening civil and military relations. A strong relationship between military and civilians is essential for the effective execution of security operations and the overall well-being of our nation. By fostering open communication and mutual understanding, we can build trust and cooperate between the military and the communities they serve. This seminar provides an excellent opportunity to bridge the gap between the military and the public that allows for an open dialogue where concerns can be addressed and solutions can be formulated. I urge all participants to actively engage in discussion and contribute to the development of strategies that will strengthen our civil-military and relation. The meanings of fake news. Fake news is a pervasive issue that undermines the credibility of legitimate news sources and distorts public perception. It can have terrible consequences for national security by spreading false information that can lead to unrest and conflict. As consumers and disseminators of information, we must be vigilant in identifying and combating fake news. There are several steps we can take to mitigate the spread of fake news. These include, but not limited to: A. Verifying sources. Always check the credibility of the source before sharing any information. Really reputable news, outlined an official statement. B. Fact-checking. Use fact-checking websites and tools to verify the accuracy of the information you encounter online. C. Critical thinking. Approach information with a critical mindset. Question the authenticity and intent behind the content before accepting it as true. D. Educating others. Raise awareness about the dangers of fake news and encourage others to adopt responsible sharing practice. Promoting responsible use of social media. To enhance national security, we must promote the responsible use of social media among all users. Here are a few principles that can guide our online behavior as follows. A. Accuracy. Share only verified and factual information. Avoid spreading rumors or unconfirmed reports. B. Respect. Engage in respectful and constructive discussions. Avoid inflammatory language and personal attack. C. Privacy. Respect the privacy of others. Do not share personal information without consent. D. Awareness. Be aware of the potential impacts of your post. Consider the broader implications of the content you share. By adhering to these principles, we can create a safer and more positive online environment that contributes to national security. Empowering the youth. Our youth are the future leaders of this nation. It is imperative that we empower them with the knowledge and the skills to navigate the digital landscape responsibly. This seminar is a viable platform for educating young people about the responsible use of social media and the importance of safeguarding national security. I encourage all the youth present here today to take full advantage of this opportunity, learn from the experts, ask questions, and engage in meaningful discussions. You have the power to save the future of our nation through your action both online and offline. Conclusion. I express my deep appreciation to the Nigerian Army and the Department of Civil Military Affairs for organizing this seminar. Your efforts is tackling challenges posed by social media and enhancing national security are truly commendable. To all participants, I urge you to apply the knowledge and insight gained from this seminar in your daily lives. By using social media responsibly and supporting our security forces, we can create a safer and more secure Nigeria. It is hoped that participants, with their valuable knowledge and experience, will identify and recommend effective strategies to counter the negative use of social media for selfish interests. Additionally, this forum should develop methods to help security personnel distinguish between fake and real news, preventing them from falling victim to criminal assaults and betrayal. We have witnessed numerous incidents where fake news has led to coordinate attacks on our courageous security forces by armed bandits. Disseminated by unpatriotic individuals, together we can address these challenges and work towards a more secure and united Nigeria. Thank you and God bless. I love
you. It gives me a great sense of responsibility to be the special guest of honor for this auspicious event of the Nigerian Army. Indeed, it is an honor for 8th Division as well as Operation Hadarindaji to equally serve as the host of the 34th edition of the Nigerian Army Social Media Seminar here in our great city of GUSAU, ZAMFARA State. It is pertinent to inform this audience that yesterday I was privileged to host the Nigerian Army sensitization workshop on human rights for troops here in GUSAU. I am truly delighted to express my gratitude to the Nigerian Army headquarters for choosing the 8th Division to host these impactful events here in GUSAU. The Nigerian Army organizes this social media seminar with the primary objective of providing a valuable platform to keep our youth and esteemed guests here abreast of our activities, and these are dedicated to safeguarding our national security. This seminar, therefore, also serves as a veritable medium to effectively sensitize our vibrant ZAMFARA State youth and all social media users with the requisite knowledge and the responsibility to conduct and behave very well towards enhancing our collective efforts for national security. It is on this premise that the theme of this seminar is carefully crafted as enhancing national security through the responsible use of social media. The seminar is structured to serve as a feedback mechanism to evaluate the Nigerian Army's operations for enhanced service delivery to our beloved communities. The outcome of this seminar is anticipated to strengthen our operational accomplishment and positively contribute towards the fostering economic growth in ZAMFARA State and other states in the northwest region of Nigeria. Social media have evolved into vital tools that influence security landscape of societies worldwide, and Nigeria is not an exception. Thus, the dissemination of injurious and divisive contents or messages on social medias can be detrimental to societal harmony and stability. Misusing these platforms to spread harmful or injurious as well as divisive contents can equally have severe consequences on our communities. Therefore, I charge you all to actively engage in the discussion in this seminar to gain deeper understanding of how reckless sharing of damaging messages, videos, and voice notes on social media could jeopardize our peaceful coexistence. I also urge you to take copious notes, seek clarification where needed, and it will give us a better understanding of this seminar. I have no doubt that this interactive medium will enhance your learning experience on the significance of responsible social media usage for a peaceable and prosperous Nigeria. On this note, I proudly declare that the relatively peace and operational successes achieved by Operation Hadrin Daji so far, in particular, and the Nigerian Army in general within the northwestern region is attributed to the untiring synergy among our security agencies and the steadfast support of the good people of GUSAU and ZAMFARA as a whole. There is no doubt that the remarkable achievement being witnessed in ZAMFARA State and other adjoining states of the northwestern region of Nigeria is a testament to your collective cooperation with your army and the relevant stakeholders. I therefore extend our heartfelt recognition to our vibrant youth for their exemplary conduct and peace-loving disposition in Nigeria. You are all worthy to be addressed as ambassadors of peace and shining beacons in your communities. At this juncture, let me emphasize that the Nigerian Army is the People's Army, as earlier mentioned, and the people's place in our operation is of utmost importance. Just as the people need the army also needs their people. And therefore, we cannot fulfill our mandates without the people's support. Note that this relationship is pivotal to the attainment of our collective aspiration for economic prosperity and national growth. I sincerely encourage you all to keep believing in us and remain resolute in your support for your army, that is the Nigerian Army. I wish to assure you of the resilience and steady commitment of the Nigerian Army in conjunction with other security agencies to sustain the effort to eliminate any individual or group of identified persons as who happens to be threat to the collective peace in Zamfara state and other states within our area of responsibility, that is a division, and the unity of Nigeria as a whole. Together we stand strong, united in our pursuit of a secure, prosperous and united Nigeria. Let us continue to work hand in hand to build a future where peace reigns, as been sung in our national anthem, and we also progress will flourish in every corner of our beloved nation. In closing, I would like to extend my heartfelt appreciation to our esteemed Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General T.A. Lagbaja, Nigerian Army Medal, for this exceptional leadership and strategic direction in overseeing the activities and affairs of the Nigerian Army. To all the participants here present, I encourage you to apply the insight gained from this seminar towards promoting Nigeria's national security. On this note, I officially declare this seminar open. Thank you and God bless us.
Department and Civil Military Affairs Administration. In the next 20 minutes thereabout, I shall be briefing you on the Nigerian Army Civil Military Cooperation activities. Before I commence the presentation, let me begin by a quote which says, and I quote, "The more you know about an organization, the better you are to do objective assessment on the organization." The sustainability of every nation's national security lies in its ability to defend its territorial integrity from any form of aggression, both by land, maritime, and air space. It is for these reasons that nations establish their armed forces. The Armed Forces of Nigeria was therefore established for the defense of Nigeria's national security. It comprises the Nigerian Army, Nigerian Navy, and the Air Force. The Nigerian Army is the now component of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, saddled with the responsibility of conducting all land operations. It is a creation of the law established by the provision of Section 217 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, with the mission statement to win all land battles in the defense of territorial integrity of Nigeria, protect our national interests, and accomplish other tasks in aid of civil authority. In carrying out this mission, the Nigerian Army has conducted several operations here at home and abroad, and employs both kinetic and non-kinetic actions. Kinetic actions refers to military actions involving lethal force, while non-kinetic actions are activities designed to improve the fundamentals of civil-military relationship. The civil-military relationship encompasses the relationship between the military force and civil authorities, organizations, and population during peace, crisis, and war. In line with this drive, the Nigerian Army established the Department of Civil Military Affairs in 2010 and was saddled with the responsibility of coordinating all the non-kinetic aspects of the Army's operational activities. Since establishment,
the smiling faces and the beautiful people. I was very happy to hear about the agricultural revolution that is going on in this place. And I know that as long as I'm here, we'll continue to enjoy the hospitality till we return back to it. My paper this morning is is going to talk about how to respect ourselves on social media. That's the summary. But before I start my paper, I was told to announce that the hashtag is NA, that is short for Nigerian Army, NA Social Media Seminar GUSAU. Now, in talking about respecting yourself on social media, let's have a little history and background. Now, according to www.statistica.com, as of 2022, Nigeria had nearly 84 million internet users. So over 38% of the population in Nigeria are on the internet in one way or the other. Now, we need to understand that outside of Nigeria, so everybody that is overseas, even if they're in Cotonou, even if they're in Chad, even if they're in Niger, even if they're in Ghana, everybody outside the borders of Nigeria, all of them estimated to be between 17 to 20 million. They are also online. So it is not just those that are in the country, which is 38% of the population, a little more than 1/3. Even those outside the country, they are online. Now we need to understand that by 2027, so in 3 years' time, this number will grow to 117 million internet users. Punch newspaper in an article said that the amount of airtime and data, so when we talk about loading our kids into our phones and our tablets, and the airtime credits that we used to call, we spent 2.59 trillion in the first months of last year, first 9 months of last year. And this is just only from the statements of MTN and Airtel. We have not talked about the other one. So it shows that we spend a lot of money buying data and credits. Now we need to understand that keyboard warriors, so all of you that are commenting on Arewa Twitter, Arewa X, on Instagram, on Facebook, on WhatsApp, we've been very, very busy. Now, we have so many emergency bloggers and journalists every day. We've gotten to a point in this country where somebody will have an accident on the road. You see like 5 phones will come out to come and film what is happening. Everybody's an emergency journalist. Everybody wants to come with breaking news. Now, millions of articles advertising all sorts of things. Every day, different languages are online. 24 hours of breaking news has changed the whole dynamic. When I was growing up, when you come from school, you put on the TV at around 4 o'clock, you hear bang, 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 bang. Then you see colors on the screen, true or false?
At least I can see you there.
No, that's some people are saying true. Even if they didn't experience it, they experienced it from their elder ones. Now the thing is this, you will now wait, they will play national anthem, then you will now see that they will come on. But now, any time of the day or night, if you put on your TV, if you go online, there is news, there are things to watch and there are things to see. I think it's around 9 o'clock in the night or so again, when they work for 5 hours, you will hear national anthem again and everybody will go offline. And that was how we were living life and it was good. Until people now started understanding the concept of 24 hours and more stations took over. Now, online, on your TV, on your radio, you put it on, even your satellite radio, you hear all sorts of things and all sorts of news comes 24 hours a day. Now, these are represented by these wonderful people in this world. Both the soldiers and the officers. When we talk about our heroes past and present, in January every year, there's a day set aside, and it's called Armed Forces Remembrance Day. We need to appreciate the sacrifice of these people who woke up, decided to enlist in the army, in all these services, and put their lives at risk. Because one thing about this job is that you know when you are going out, but you don't know when you are coming back. Please, a round of applause for each and every one of them. It's a lot of sacrifice, it's not easy. Now, please, this is a bit interactive, so please tell your neighbor, say neighbor. It's not easy, but it's worth it. Now, our collective responsibility, it simply means what are we all involved in? What are we all supposed to do? Because Oga said something earlier on, he said our army. Because people feel it is only who is wearing camo and is wearing boots. person that holds the army and is part of the army and it is their army. No, it is our army. We are all stakeholders. Please tell your neighbor, say neighbor. We are stakeholders. Now please look for somebody. If the person beside you is keeping malice or is not smiling, look for another person. I'm not your neighbor. Look for another neighbor. Say neighbor. Say neighbor. Hey, give me ZAMFARA swag. Because when I entered the hall this morning, this DJ was committing atrocities here. Now, why do we have so many negative news articles? Because we're going to come back to our responsibilities. We must understand that it is our army. Now, why do we have so many negative news articles? Because I'm going to connect it at the end of this paper. Number one, bad news trends faster. They say bad news travels far. True or false? If they say dog bites man, people say, maybe the dog has rabies. Maybe the dog is wild. But if they say man bites dog, it now becomes breaking news. That is how social media and even the news nowadays works. You see people come out with something controversial. There's this young lady, I don't know if you've heard of her, Saja Bunch. Yes. Saida Bunch. Some people already nodding in the audience. Now, what has made her name come out more? A lot of people didn't even know she exists. But because she came out to say something controversial about how women should treat men, everybody has a comment. Everybody has an opinion. And it's because bad news travels faster. Shorter attention span. A lot of people nowadays, they don't pay attention for too long. There are too many things that are dragging for our attention. Information overload. There are days that you enter into even WhatsApp and you just say, okay, let me just quickly check status of somebody and come back. 30 minutes after, you are still online, checking other people's status. And the way they have done it is that it doesn't stop. From one person's status, it moves into another one. And sometimes you want to check something on Google. And just entering Google to know the meaning of something, 30 minutes after you are browsing on different websites. Has it happened to you? Yes. It is designed that way. And it is because they know that people's attention span is short. The attention and time they will spend is short. So they continuously keep putting things that will attract you and keep you online. Now, why do we have so many negative news articles? Because people want to break the internet. Somebody will say they want to break the internet. Somebody will tell you they want to scatter the internet. So they are looking for controversial things. They are looking for negative things. They are looking for the one that eye has not seen and ear has not heard. Now, the next one is scandals. Everybody says scandals. Now, when we talk about scandals, we talk about strange and morbid things. It fascinates people. There was a picture I saw. They showed somebody. It was actually a short video clip. And the next thing they said, this is a baby that was giving birth somewhere, and that the baby has wings, like a bird on the back. And that video was going around. Now, normally you may not even want to look at such a thing, but because you have maybe never seen such before, it will attract your attention. People are doing all sorts of things every day. They are trying to outdo each other so that we can pay attention to them. People want to demystify. Everybody say demystify. So we want to make people not look like a big deal. We want to make institutions not look like as if they are important. We want to create some form of information that no other person has and say that don't worry, we know their secrets. Those are part of the things people do. Trivialization, to make something that looks big to look small. To desensitize people. Every day when people send videos online and they are showing people that are headless, or they are trying to show a hand that is swollen, or they are trying to show terrible, violent and accident scenes. All those things are trying to desensitize us. In those days, when people see such things, they are very shocked. But because people have been overexposed to some of these things over time, the challenge is that it's not a big deal anymore. Another thing is that the truth seems boring. Tell your neighbor, say neighbor. Lies the sweet. Do you agree? No, that neighbor should answer now. Do you agree? You see somebody will come, you will say this fruit is boring, it's boring. Let us add pepper, let's add Maggi, let's add salt, let's add sugar, let's make it more interesting. And that is why we have so many negative things online, because people are telling lies and because they think that the truth is boring. The next one is transfer of aggression. Everybody say aggression. Somebody comes online and says all people of so and so, they are rubbish people. The people that were insulted will come out and abuse them back. And that is how you have Twitter wars. And they'll say the children of anger of Twitter. And people will come out on X and say all sorts of things. These ones will retaliate. And back and forth, people are transferring aggression. And people are feeling emotional. And people are having outbursts. Because everybody is trying to prove a point. Tell your neighbor, say prove. Everybody wants to prove a point. It's a case of I'm not a mumu. I'm not a coward. You cannot talk to my people anyhow. You cannot say this about me. And because people want to defend or look for some other people's trouble or trigger them, people become aggressive online. And those are part of the reasons why we have a lot of negative articles on social media. Now, can we read what is on the screen? Everybody, 1, 2, 3, go! What is the baby doing? Some of you are laughing at the baby. Is it because the baby closed eye? Or because the baby is picking teeth? Oh, it's a question. Now, it says how it take concern me. You know, earlier on I said collective responsibility. All of us are all involved. Because together we stand, divided we fall. If all of us understand it and understand the concept of our army, you will know that it take concern me. Tell your neighbor, say neighbor. Tap the person if you can. Say neighbor. Wake up. It concern you. So don't mind this baby picking teeth and feeling cool. It take concern all of us. Now, what is the motivation for the way people behave online? The first one is likes. Everybody say likes. The second one is moods. What is moods? Mutual follow. I saw it on TikTok. I just noticed it some months back. I saw moods. I said, what is happening? They say it's mutual follow. I follow you, you follow me. And people are using it to try and gather numbers. So for likes, he said for likes and comments, please. You see people come out. There's even one, they even created a song. They said, I have been on social media, post your work. I have been posting my work, nobody has been looking at it. And people do all those catchy things and sing. Some of them will even dance and be holding their product online. Why? Because they are trying to get your attention so that you can like and you can follow. Now the next one is for fame. Everybody say fame. There are people that want to be famous. I had 50 cents this morning, so I can quote it. It says, get rich or die trying. Some people now, it's a case of get famous or die trying. So they are willing. They'll say, oh, wait, now wait. Now, for some of them, they want to be famous. Famous is doing positive things or doing things that are acceptable in a society. However, some people don't care. They want to be notorious. Everybody say notorious. Those are the ones that can come and do hand like this and say, waka, God punish all your fathers and disappear. The people will come out and say, whose fathers are you insulting? Or somebody will come out and say, oh, women are mumu. You just drop it. Everybody say drop it. And when you drop it like that, people will now be triggered and come out. Now there are people who are doing that because of the spirit of breaking news. You say, I know. The army now, they say that their camo is green and white and purple and orange. It's a lie. But when you come out and say, not true. Why? Because the person feels that the only way that they can try and generate buzz and trend and break the internet is by dropping breaking news, whether it is real or false. Another one, like I said, to trend, to create and sustain drama. Do you know I heard that there are people now that we agree, they say let's abuse ourselves online. So this one will come out. Sorry, please, who can I use? Okay, what's your name? Please come and stand. Bye. So me and Barry will have a meeting. And we'll agree, the two of us, we want to become popular. We need to do something so that the internet will notice us or we die. So we now come out and say, so we now come out and we say, okay, even the speaker is behaving like fake news. So now, me and Barry, we agree that we'll fight ourselves. What did I say? We have agreed to do what? But me and him, we will sit down and soak Gary together in the same house. Barry will come out. He will tell me all these stupid people, then he will put my name at so and so. I don't know why they are misbehaving in this economy. Who are doing this and that. I will now come out and say, is it me you are talking to? And that is how we'll be going back and forth. They will not be having supporters. Some people will come out from my tribe and will support me. Some people will come out from his tribe. Some people will come out from my religion. Some people will come out from his own. And that is how we'll be doing back and forth, because we are trying to be famous. Everybody say famous. But you see, such things are not sustainable. When you have done it, you now see all those Nigerians. Thank you very much. You see all these Nigerians who now come out and say, this will not fight, no sweet. This thing is boring. And after you've done it for a couple of days, you now fizzle out. What have you gained from it? Nothing. One of the things I will advise every single one of you in this hall is to struggle rather to be relevant. Everybody say relevant. It is better to be relevant than to be famous. Relevance ensures that over a period of time, even after you die, you are an authority. Everybody say authority. You become an authority, you become a resource on a particular area, and even after you die, people will make reference to you. But when you keep coming out to do all these things, me and Barry will fight today, me and Oga will fight tomorrow, me and civil defense will quarrel today, I will come and shout at Nigerian army tomorrow, I'll come and talk to prisons, immigration, they call them correction service now, road safety. I do all these things. At the end of the day, I become notorious. And people now will not take me serious. And I will slowly become relevant. Everybody say relevant. Now, why do people continue to do this? Because they want to introduce, so nobody knows them. So there is a case of, as I'm coming into this room, everybody should be saying the emperor, the conqueror, the lion is here. That's their mentality. So to announce their presence on social media, they do all sorts of controversial things. Now, we also need to understand that some people have been there and nobody's remembering them. They joined Twitter the last 5 years and they only have 3 followers. Everybody say 3 followers. I was speaking loud. 3 followers. And one of the followers is their brother. The other follower is another account they set up to be following them. Then the third one is somebody that does not know what is happening, but just decides to follow them. So at the end of the day, you now see that because the person is trying to revive, they've been there for 5 years and they've been dormant. They've not been very active. They now try and do a lot of controversial things to gain attention. For clicks, everybody say clicks. People now say, oh, Elon Musk's internet, on Mark Zuckerberg's internet. On TikTok, you see people doing all sorts of things. There was a video I saw, I don't know if you saw it, somebody's father, everybody say somebody's father. If you see the man's belly, the man now wore a knicker. He wore a very tight top and he was dancing and doing all sorts of things. I was shaking the belly aggressively at the camera. Now, why was he doing that? Because he's trying to ensure that the more people follow him, the more clicks, the more money he was hoping to get. And you see a lot of all those funny things on TikTok. Profiles. Now, to mark territories, to settle scores. Somebody abused you, you too, you want to abuse the person, but people fighting. Genuine fights. To build, sustain, or to destroy people's reputations. There are people who come online and the only thing they do is to go after uniform services. Somebody can sleep and wake up now and say all youth corpers are rubbish people. Youth corps members will come out and say the person is a nonsense person. And that is how they will stand. All those things they are trying to do to destroy reputations of individuals and institutions. Those are part of the things that make people behave the way they behave online. To educate or inform, everybody say educate or inform. For every single one of you in this one, you all have your areas of interest. You all have your talents and skills. There's a particular young lady online. The work she does on farming, she slowly has become an authority. When you need any information, or if you have any interest in farming, especially now that food stuff is expensive, she will have more followers, true or false. Because people are looking for how to use small gardens and small things. And sooner or later, the companies selling fertilizers, selling machinery for agriculture, governments can partner with her to create more publicity. That is the relevance we are talking about. To educate and inform. She's providing education and she's informing people. Idleness and boredom. Everybody say idleness. Boredom. Idle hand is whose workshop? Devil, don't say shame, that is workshop. There are people that they don't have anything they are doing, they are bored. And they just go online and post. Everybody say post. And then later on they say, Kai, why did I put that thing? I was reading a comment one day online, and do you know what the guy did? He came back later to say that that comment he made, that time he was high. May God help us. We like prayers, but we must do the work. Now, what are the effects? Legal. Nowadays, we have people that are being sued. If you post anyhow, you will see anyhow. You cannot just come online now and malign people and slander them and put libelous content. Lawyers now, they are very happy to carry the case. People are being arrested because of careless things they put online. It is said in the court of law, I do not know, it's not an excuse. A lot of these people come and they now realize that because they have posted anyhow, they are actually seen anyhow. So there are legal repercussions of whatever we see and go online. There's also the mental. Everybody say mental. There was a particular lady, the lady unalived herself. She committed suicide because people kept on harassing her online. We must be careful what we say to people. We don't know what their mental state is. There are people that are struggling with depression, struggling with all sorts of things. So when you come and post online, you do not know if what you are saying is the last straw that will break the camel's back. Physical, everybody say physical. One of you in this one say they don't come again. Oh, they don't come again. They don't come again. They don't come again. As somebody comes and says they don't come again, what? You say live in ZAMFARA. You have the social media. You have created some form of interest creation material. But the thing is this, people might now come, say, where are they having the program? Can we attend? Oh, I have interest in social media. You have done your own part to educate and inform. That is people physically coming to now show interest in the program. On the other side, you can come and say, they have landed in our area, they are killing people, they are destroying everywhere, and people unknowingly. You can start a stampede. Everybody say stampede. I'll give you one clear example. Do you know that in a stadium, people can be sitting down and watching football, and the next time somebody shouts fire, everybody say fire. And because of that one, people now get up and start running. Do you know that a lot of those people, maybe there's a real fire, but do you know that out of the panic and the confusion that you cause by shouting fire, more people may die from the stampede than the actual fire? True or false? Because as people are struggling to run away and they are climbing over and they are falling on themselves and they are trampling people to death. That's stampede. Now there are people who are specialists in creating stampedes online. They just come, throw half information, throw false information, and at the end of the day, there is a stampede. And when that happens, it can have physical costs. People can go, get shot, people can start fighting and break each other's heads, they can burn vehicles, they can burn buildings, and at the end of the day, somebody will come out and say it's a lie, but by then it's too late. Tell your neighbor it's too late. Tell your neighbor, say neighbor. By then it's too late. Emotional, financial. We have people who come online and spread news, fake news about their competitor, and make them to lose their businesses, make people to lose their finances. Security, like I said earlier on. Half information and fake information, the costs are very high. So now, these are the key questions to all of us that are seated and in my case standing here. What's the first question? What's the first question? What's the answer? Second one is what? Every single one of us in this hall, we all have our role and we all have our level of impact. You may have 5 followers. followers, and one of those followers is your mother. But the thing is this, your comment you make on your 5-follower page can go a long way in supporting peace and unity or causing destruction and panic. We are going to talk about boundaries. Everybody say boundaries. Now tell your neighbor, say neighbor. Please, let's do it with ZAMFARA swag. I'm talking to people. There's that man in the hall that was hailing people earlier on. Let me borrow some of his energy. My people, please answer me with yes. My people. Yes. Oh, yes, this one. My people. Yes. Then you never say never. Never. There. I dare my day. If you understand the meaning of that, we've gotten the concept of boundaries. Because when we talk about boundaries, now when we talk about boundaries, we talk about etiquette. You come here, somebody says assalamu alaikum, what's the answer? And then that is call and response. Because we understand our roles and what is expected. When we go online, we should be very careful to have etiquette. One of the cultures I admire in the North is the way you people greet and you respect and you have etiquette for each other. Tell your neighbor, say neighbor, respect me. I respect you. Respect is what? Reciprocal. Legally, we must be very careful not to make comments that will land us in trouble. Like I said earlier on, I don't know is not an excuse in the court of law. We must be very careful. The next one is maintaining sanity online. Everybody says sanity. Now the first one is trigger warning. We have people on, I don't know how many WhatsApp groups you belong to. Me, I belong to several. And you just have one person that has been quiet and been behaving like monitoring spirit on the group since. And one day the person gets a picture. Everybody say a picture. And you will just come and drop it on the page and disappear. And people say, what is this? There's no trigger warning. All of us here, we must understand trigger warning. Trigger warning is somebody may look at something and be upset. Somebody may look at it and the person is sad. Do you know there are people who have learned about the death of their relatives online? Those are some of the things we do that we think we are breaking the internet. But we don't know that it is affecting people. There should be trigger warnings. Everyone say trigger warnings. Things that can upset people, things that can anger people, things that can disturb people. We must be very careful if we must post at all. Even if it is on our status, even if it is on our pages, we must put trigger warning. Everybody say trigger warning. The next one is fear mongering. That time in Lagos, somebody came out and was shouting, then they come. People now started running. You know Lagos, I'm sure you see some of those skits they put on TikTok. They're coming. Do you know what that happened? People now started running. As they were not running, one man was asking the other one. He said, they come, he said, no, I see people they run, me say I they run. Fear mongering. When you put people into a state of panic because of the things you post online, you are not helping situations. There are people that they may have a heart attack just receiving that news. Later on, you confirm that it is false, but it was half news. By the end of the day, it is too late for that person. We must be very careful. Everybody say be careful. AI, artificial what? Intelligence. Now, who has seen that clip online? Robert Mugabe was the president of which country? Zimbabwe. He has been dead for some years, isn't it? Yet they will show a video and say in 1739, always verify and check. Sensitive information and location. There are some of you that do not know that you can compromise security situations by giving away sensitive information. You go somewhere, you see people from far, you are snapping them. We don't know what they are doing. We should support our security services. We should support our army. We should support all these other people here and not post anyhow. We must be very careful not to put sensitive information and locations online. Anything that can compromise your security services, avoid it. Tell your neighbor, say neighbor. If you post anyhow, you will see. The next one is cloud chasing. We must be very careful not to chase clouds. It is better for clouds to chase you than for you to chase clouds. You go online, you want to feel like a big ball. You want to dorime. I At the end of the day, instead of you to do something, something will not be doing. That is what happens when you chase clouds and it backfires. Is NEPA trying to chase clouds? Giving in. Number one, what have you told him? Nobody had hope. Number two, how long you are going to be away? He knows how long it takes for people to go for Hajj or even Umrah. So he knows that if he doesn't strike today, he can easily strike tomorrow. If you post anyhow, you will see. Now, like I said, going viral, breaking news and online stampedes, we must be very careful. Because you have been online for a long time, does not mean that you cannot be creative positively in creating followership and attention on your page. We must be very careful not to do all these quick fixes and all these things that at the end of the day get us negative publicity and can even put us in trouble with the law and can compromise our security services. Now, whose business is security? Let's read the first line together, yes? What is the first line? Only my business? Only the army? Only the Air Force? Only the Navy? Only road safety? Only customs? Only civil defense? Only DSS? Only you? Only me? All of us? Thank you. Content versus conscience. In the name of trying to create content online, there was this young lady, she was trying to create content. She stood by the edge of somewhere very high. Unfortunately for her, she lost her balance and she died. Why? Because she did not put her safety above creating content. In every single thing we do, we must always create our content with conscience. Everybody say conscience. We must look at it critically. This thing I'm doing, who will it affect? Ask your neighbor, say, who will it affect? When will it affect them? How will it affect them? We must be very careful to do everything we are doing, whether we are creating content of dancing with this fan, or waving hand in this hall, or speaking to our mother, or talking about farming. We must be careful to do everything with conscience. Tell your neighbor, say, neighbor, use conscience to do content. How can we support? Everybody clarify your role. Know what you want to do online. Decide how your influencing is going to go. For every influencer and for every blogger in this hall, understand that from time to time you sit down and look at how you plan your content. Plan your content. Plan your posting. Plan your hashtags. Plan everything. He who fails to plan, plans to fail. Plan how your influencing is going to go. Know your boundaries, your do's and don'ts. The next one is to be intentional. Everybody say intentional. What does it mean to be intentional? You must be deliberate. You must not do things anyhow. You must not do things haphazard. Everything you do must have careful thought and planning going into it. Learn to verify sources. Fact check. I told you the example about Mugabe earlier on talking about plantain. Somebody that does not know any better will say, I saw online, there's a video of Mugabe talking about plantain. But meanwhile, Mugabe may have never eaten plantain in his life till he died. At the end of the day, somebody will quote it as an authority and a source. So we must verify. Tell you, say, verify, check, confirm. Avoid inflammatory and desperate blogging. There are people who are desperate bloggers. They see something, they grab it. They see something and grab it. It shows a person that does not plan. Learn to avoid inflammatory, provocative comments, provocative things that will cause fight and quarrel. We must be very careful not to be inflammatory. We must learn to create awareness with informative content, one follower at a time. What do we mean? It's like a house you want to build. You build it one block at a time. True or false? True or false? If you carry a tipper and he carries blocks and just comes to drop, has he built anything? No. Has he destroyed those blocks? Yes. Build your followership. Let it be sustainable. Not that we create content today that is controversial. Everybody will come rush on your page. When that scandal has passed, 3/4 of those people will unfollow you. Then you start all over again. problem is that for every time you do that, your reputation goes down. So at the end of the day, people don't take you serious. Learn not to be a desperate blogger. Tell you, say, neighbor, don't be desperate. Plan. Amplify community support efforts. Anything that is happening in your community to provide support, amplify it. Be a loudspeaker about it. Anything that brings the community together, make sure you make noise about it. It's a good way for people to see what is happening, and it is positive content. Anything that supports peace, let it be part of what you do. Let it be deliberate. Let it be timely. Another thing is that if you need to ask any question, they show the hashtags, the addresses for X, for Instagram, all the social media addresses. And if you have any question to ask, you specify what you want to ask. Go ahead and ask them. That's why those desks were created. If you need to confirm or for check anything, ask them about it. Ask and you shall receive. Keep your side of the street free. Tell your neighbor, sweep your side. I sweep my side. The street will be clean. That's how we should do on social media. Just like we are all in a compound, we all keep our portions clean. We all keep the general area clean. The compound will be neat. That is how we should comport ourselves on social media. We must understand that where our own ends is where another person's own begins. Always have that in mind. Now, ensure that you stop yourself from posting destructive content, from trolling people. There are people who enjoy bullying other people and trolling them. But we need to stop that. It has legal ramifications, it has physical ramifications, it has mental ramifications. Let us stop trolling. Tell your neighbor, say neighbor. Say no to trolling. We must stop trying to shut down the internet, but provide quality content. Whether it is in your podcasts, to your comments, to the blogs, to all the comments we make, even on other people's posts, we have to be careful. Now, what do you think you want to be remembered for? The first one is quantity. The second one is quality. The third one is content. The fourth one is perspective. The next one is impact. After that, we have value. And the last one is change. For all of you seated in the hall here, what would you like to be remembered for? What would you like to be recalled about? What do you want people to remember you for? What would be your legacy to the world? Don't say I'm in my small corner, I only have 50 followers. What would you like to be remembered for? Your quantity of posting, the quality of your posting, the quality of your content, the perspective you are bringing it from. Is it from a peaceful perspective or is it from an aggressive perspective? The choice is yours. Would you like to create impact or you don't care about providing impact? There are people who die and leave the world and it's like nobody was. There are people, many years after they have died, people still remember and make reference to them because of quantity, because of quality of their work. Your work online is your legacy. Your posting online is your legacy. That is what will be attached to you. That is your CV. What level of value are you bringing? What level of change? Everybody say change. Change begins with me. Change begins with you. Change begins with us. You determine your legacy. We must have socially conscious blogging. Blogging with empathy and awareness. Put yourself in other people's shoes. If somebody were to do this to me, will I be happy? Will I like it? Let the truth set us free. Let us learn to do things with empathy and awareness. Now, JFK, John F. Kennedy, one of the former presidents of America said, he said, ask not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country. All of us here, our collective security and progress rises or falls with our action or inaction. There is no fence. Today, choose. Do I decide going forward? Will I be a conscious blogger? Will I be an influencer with conscience? The choice is yours. We must choose to have deliberate action because well done is better than well said. You must be the change you wish to see in the world. Change begins with you, change begins with me, change begins with us. The choice is yours. Positive and responsible influencing is our takeaway from this paper. you are an influencer, influence well. There was a song some years ago. He said, if you are a soldier, soldier us well. But you here, social media people, if you are an influencer, influence well. Every single one of you as a blogger, you make comments, you post pictures, you write. Everything must be done with wisdom, socially conscious,